In the dark architecture of the Third Reich, no organization was more feared, more powerful, or more thoroughly destructive than the SS, the Schutzstaffel. Originally founded as a small, fanatical bodyguard unit for Adolf Hitler, it evolved under the Nazi regime into a massive paramilitary empire and a state within a state. At its peak, the SS controlled the police apparatus, vast economic networks, and the horrific machinery of the Holocaust. But what drove this formidable apparatus? Who were the men who engineered terror on an industrial scale? Number 7. Arthur Nebe. Rounding out our list is Arthur Nebe, a complex and chilling paradox within the upper echelons of the SS. As the head of the Kripo, the Reich Criminal Police Office, Nebe also took command of Einsatzgruppe B, one of the mobile killing squads operating in the Soviet Union responsible for the mass murder of hundreds of thousands of civilians. Despite orchestrating horrific atrocities, Nebe maintained secretive, contradictory ties with the German military resistance against Hitler. Following the failure of the 1944 bomb plot, his double life was uncovered, and he was executed by the regime he had served so brutally for years. Number 6. Oswald Pol terror required immense funding and logistics, and the man who turned human suffering into a corporate enterprise was Oswald Pol. As the chief of the WVHA, the SS Economic and Administrative Main Office, Pol managed the sprawling financial empire of the SS. He took absolute control of the concentration camp system in 1942, transforming it from a network of political prisons into a vast system of slave labor designed to fuel the German war machine. Pol profited directly from confiscated property, forced labor quotas, and the grotesque exploitation of camp inmates. He was tried at Nuremberg and executed in 1951. Number 5. Sepp Dietrich. Another titan of the Waffen-SS was Josef Sepp Dietrich. A former Bavarian shock troop member and one of Hitler's earliest and most trusted bodyguards, Dietrich rose rapidly through raw loyalty and aggressive battlefield leadership. He commanded the elite Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, serving as Hitler's personal bodyguard unit before it expanded into a full panzer division. Dietrich fought across major European fronts, from France to the Eastern Front and the Ardennes. Though popular among his men for his down-to-earth, rough persona, Dietrich was a committed Nazi whose units perpetrated multiple atrocities, leading to a post-war conviction for war crimes. Number 4. Paul Hauser. While Himmler and Heydrich dominated the political and security apparatus, the SS also expanded onto the battlefields through its military arm, the Waffen-SS. The key figure in shaping this military wing was Paul Hauser. A former general in the traditional German Reichswehr, Hauser brought professional military doctrine and strategic discipline to the ideological SS combat formations. He commanded corps and armies on the Eastern Front, playing a critical role in major engagements such as the recapture of Kharkov and the desperate defensive battles of Normandy. Unlike many political leaders of the SS, Hauser focused primarily on military operations, though his divisions were frequently implicated in severe war crimes. Number 3. Ernst Kaltenbrunner. Following the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, a new enforcer stepped into the shadows of the RSHA, Ernst Kaltenbrunner. Standing over 6 feet tall and possessing an imposing, intimidating physical presence, Kaltenbrunner was an Austrian-born lawyer and early Nazi zealot. As the head of the security police and the SD from 1943 onward, he oversaw the final, desperate, and most frantic phases of the Holocaust. He managed the brutal crackdown following the failed July 20th plot against Hitler and ensured the Gestapo's grip remained absolute as the Allies closed in. Tried at Nuremberg for war crimes and crimes against humanity, Kaltenbrunner was executed by hanging in 1946. Number 2. Reinhard Heydrich. If Himmler was the administrator of the SS state, Reinhard Heydrich was its ruthless executioner. Serving as Himmler's second-in-command and the chief of the RSHA, the Reich Main Security Office, Heydrich commanded the Gestapo, the criminal police, and the intelligence services. Tall, athletic, and utterly devoid of human empathy, he chaired the Wannsee Conference in 1942, where the logistics of the systematic extermination of European Jews were formalized. So feared was his cold efficiency that Adolf Hitler once dubbed him the man with the iron heart. His reign of terror was cut short in May 1942, when Czech resistance fighters assassinated him in Prague, triggering brutal reprisals. Number 1. Heinrich Himmler. At the very pinnacle of this terrifying hierarchy stood Heinrich Himmler, the Reichsfuhrer SS. Joining the Nazi Party early, Himmler took command of a modest SS of just a few hundred men in 1929 and systematically transformed it into a brutal empire numbering in the millions. Outwardly unassuming and bureaucratic, Himmler possessed a chilling administrative genius coupled with fanatic ideological zeal. He was the primary architect of the Holocaust, orchestrating the final solution across Europe. Himmler centralized all police functions, oversaw the expansion of the concentration camp system, and wielded absolute power over life and death within the Reich until his capture and suicide in 1945. From the bureaucratic desks of Berlin to the smoke-filled battlefields and the dark interiors of the concentration camps, these 7 men shaped the destiny of the SS. Their names remain permanent symbols of how institutional power, ideological extremism, and absolute obedience can plunge the world into darkness. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into hidden history.